Welcome to Dark Stoic. Today, we explore the shadowy psychology behind toxic people, why they choose you as their target, and how the ancient Stoics developed ruthless methods to eliminate their influence from your life forever. There is a predator among us. They wear familiar faces. They speak with honeyed words. They disguise their venom as concern, their manipulation as love, their control as protection. And somehow, despite your intelligence, despite your awareness, they found you. They chose you. This was not random. This was calculated. And today, you will understand exactly why. The toxic individual operates on a frequency that most people cannot detect. They scan rooms, relationships, and social circles looking for very specific traits. Not weakness, as many believe, but something far more valuable. They hunt for light. They hunt for empathy. They hunt for those who give more than they take, who forgive more than they should, who see the good in others, even when evidence screams otherwise. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane." The toxic person counts on your sanity, your rationality, your goodness. These become the very chains they use to bind you. You were targeted because you possess what they lack: emotional depth, authentic connection, the ability to feel joy without stealing it from others. Your light exposes their darkness, and rather than kindle their own flame, they seek to extinguish yours. This is not speculation. This is the nature of spiritual parasitism that Stoic philosophers observed over 2,000 years ago. Seneca understood this when he wrote, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you. Welcome those who you are capable of improving. The process is mutual, for men learn as they teach." Notice his precision. He speaks of mutual improvement, of reciprocal growth. The toxic person offers neither. They enter relationships as a transaction where they take everything and give nothing but confusion, self-doubt, and diminished spirit. Your first vulnerability is your empathy. You understand pain because you have felt it. You recognize struggle because you have struggled. When the toxic person presents their wounds, real or fabricated, you respond with compassion. This is beautiful. This is human. And this is exactly what they exploit. They learn your triggers, your soft spots, your desperate desire to help others heal. Then they press these buttons repeatedly, watching you exhaust yourself trying to save someone who has no intention of being saved. Your second vulnerability is your pattern of forgiveness. You believe in redemption. You believe people can change. Every time they cross a line, they offer just enough remorse to reset the cycle. And you, with your generous heart, grant them another chance, and another, and another. Epictetus warned us, "It is not things that disturb us, but our judgments about things." Your judgment tells you that forgiveness is always noble. But forgiveness without change is not mercy. It is permission. Permission to continue the destruction. Your third vulnerability is your investment. Once you commit to a person, you fight for them. You see potential where others see poison. You remember who they were in the beginning, that charming, attentive, understanding version they presented. You chase that ghost, not realizing it was never real. It was bait. And now you are hooked, unwilling to abandon what you have built, even as they systematically tear it down around you. The Stoics were not naive about human nature. They studied it with the precision of surgeons. Marcus Aurelius, arguably the most powerful man in the ancient world, wrote in his private meditations, "Begin each day by telling yourself, 'Today I shall be meeting with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness.'" He did not write this from bitterness. He wrote it from clarity. He understood that toxic behavior exists, that it will find you, and that your only protection is preparation. So how do the Stoics eliminate these people? Not through confrontation, not through revenge, not through matching their energy with equal darkness. The Stoic method is far more devastating because it removes the one thing the toxic person needs above all else: your reaction. The first principle is recognition without denial. You must see them clearly, without the filters of hope, without the distortions of what you wish they were. Seneca stated, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." But here, reality is sufficient suffering. Stop imagining they will change. Stop fantasizing about breakthrough conversations that will finally make them understand. See the pattern. Accept the pattern. The pattern is the person. The second principle is emotional withdrawal. This does not mean becoming cold or cruel. It means reclaiming your energy from a losing investment. When they provoke, you observe instead of react. When they criticize, you evaluate instead of defend. When they threaten to leave, you hold the door instead of begging them to stay. Epictetus taught, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." Their behavior is not in your power. Your response is. The third principle is boundary enforcement without explanation. Toxic people are masters of debate. They will argue, justify, minimize, and gaslight until you question your own sanity. The Stoic approach removes the debate entirely. You state your boundary once, you enforce it always, you explain nothing. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Every moment spent explaining yourself to someone who does not wish to understand is a moment stolen from your life. The fourth principle is physical removal when necessary. Sometimes the only winning move is to leave the game entirely. This is not defeat. This is strategy. Marcus Aurelius reflected, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." You do not need to destroy them. You do not need to expose them. You need only to remove yourself from their sphere of influence and rebuild your life without their shadow. Let them find another target. Let them spiral into the consequences of their own nature. Your absence will be more devastating than any words you could speak. The fifth principle is internal fortification. Once the toxic person is removed or neutralized, the work turns inward. You must examine why you were susceptible. What unhealed wound made their manipulation feel like love? What childhood pattern did they exploit? What false belief about your own worth allowed you to accept their treatment? Epictetus declared, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Mastery requires understanding, and understanding requires the courage to look within. There is a harsh truth the Stoics embraced that modern self-help often ignores. Sometimes the toxic person is not a stranger, not a romantic partner. You can simply leave. Sometimes it is a parent, a sibling, a lifelong friend. The Stoics did not exempt anyone from evaluation. Marcus Aurelius wrote of his own struggles with difficult people in his court, people he could not banish, people he had to face daily. His solution was not to change them. It was to change his relationship with his own reactions to them. He created internal distance even when external distance was impossible. You must understand that removing a toxic person is not a single event. It is a process of ongoing vigilance. They often return, testing boundaries, presenting false change, exploiting moments of weakness. Your commitment must outlast their persistence. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." Consider their attempts at re-entry as training, as opportunities to strengthen the very walls they once breached. The ultimate Stoic goal is not mere survival. It is transformation. The person who emerges from a toxic relationship with full awareness is dangerous in the most beautiful way. They can no longer be manipulated because they recognize manipulation instantly. They can no longer be controlled because they have mastered themselves. They can no longer be diminished because they have discovered an internal worth that no external force can touch. Marcus Aurelius left us perhaps the most powerful truth. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The toxic person had power over your emotions, your time, your self-image. Today, you reclaim that power, not because they gave it back, but because you finally understood it was always yours to take. The darkness they brought into your life was never about your weakness. It was about your light being too bright for them to tolerate. They could not rise to meet you, so they tried to drag you down, and perhaps they succeeded for a time. But the Stoics teach us that every obstacle is an opportunity, every enemy a teacher, every painful chapter a preparation for wisdom. You now see clearly. You now stand guarded. You now possess the tools that philosophers have refined over millennia. The toxic person chose you because you were worth corrupting. Now show them that some lights cannot be extinguished. That's all for today. Stay dark, stay stoic. See you in the next one.